Over the last 4 years, I've been able to publish over 20 books that have reached about 250,000 readers. When I was first starting out, I was overwhelmed by the process and made a lot of mistakes along the way. In this video, I want to help you avoid some of the most expensive mistakes by helping you understand exactly how much it costs to self-publish your book on Amazon. And if you have a limited budget, how you can spend the money you do have to get the most bang for your buck. My name is David Ramos. I make videos for people who love books and want to create one of their own. If that's you, then hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's jump right in with an overview of the 7 main costs you will have when self-publishing your book. They are editing, cover design, formatting, marketing, distribution, software, and a surprise. So watch until the end of this video so that you don't get blindsided by this one. When it comes to editing, there are 3 main types you will come across for most books. They are proofreading, copy editing, and developmental editing. Now these are listed from the easiest to do to the most difficult or time consuming, and the cost of each reflects that. You can get proofreading done for about 1 penny per word depending upon the length of your manuscript. Copy editing will run you between 2 and 4 cents per word, and developmental editing can cost 8 cents or more per word. Now, of course, you can self-edit with tools like Grammarly or have a person you know read through your book for you. One thing to note is that a good editor will actually help you become a better writer over the long term, and so they can be a good investment. The next cost you will face is cover design. There are many options depending upon your budget. Usually, you can find a beginner cover designer for as low as $5 on Fiverr or up to $200. A mid-level one will run you anywhere from $300 to $900. And the best designers will cost $1,000 all the way up to $3,000 depending upon your genre. A free option you can choose to use is a tool like Canva where you can design a cover of your own. The third cost will be to format your book. Usually the main 2 formats are ebook and paperback, although you can also get a hardcover done as well. Typically, a simple format for a fiction or nonfiction book will cost you anywhere between $50 and $200 depending upon how large your book is. If you have a more complex book that has lots of pictures or graphs or other design elements, that number will be higher. Personally, I enjoy the formatting process, and it's actually pretty simple to learn in programs like Microsoft Word. I learned to do this early on in my journey and have easily saved about $5,000. The next major cost for your self-published book will be marketing. Most authors focus on the following marketing platforms: their own email list, promotional websites like BookBub or the Fussy Librarian, and running ads on Facebook or Amazon. Unlike the other costs, this one is more optional and depends on what your author goals are for that book. If you want to hit a bestseller list, then you will need a smart way to approach your marketing. These different marketing options usually range anywhere from $20 all the way up to $2,000, again depending upon your genre. The goal with marketing your self-published book is to make sure you're spending that money to reach the right type of reader, so that way you aren't wasting your money. The 5th cost is distribution, and this comes after you have published your book on any platform. For example, when you publish your book on Amazon, you have the choice of getting 35% or 70% royalty for every ebook you sell on their platform. The different royalty rates are dependent upon different pricing options. Also, if your file contains lots of images and is over a certain size, Amazon also takes an additional very small percentage called a delivery fee. For paperback, you get 60% royalty rate after printing costs. So the formula for this option looks like this. If you choose to publish on more places than Amazon, using a tool like Draft to Digital, they will take 10% on top of whatever the platform royalty rate is. It's important to remember that traditionally published books usually pay their authors only 8 to 10% royalty. So by self-publishing, you can easily earn 3 to 7 times as much money per book. Next will be your software costs. Again, this one is completely optional and depends upon your preference. For example, I write all of my books in Microsoft Word because I got the program free when I was a student. I also use Grammarly for my initial self-edit and a tool called KDP Rocket to help me market my book. Some other programs authors use are Vellum, Scrivener, and Hemingway. My advice for first-time authors is always to use what they have and what they're already comfortable with, because the last thing you want to do when writing a book is to add learning a whole new software onto your workload. Finally, if you are looking to grow your reach and platform as an author, you will run into what I call format-specific costs. For example, when producing an audiobook, you have a few options. You can go through a platform like ACX, choose the royalty split option, and create your audiobook for free. You can record the audio yourself, which will only cost you time, or you can hire a narrator for about $50 to $300 per hour of your book. Or let's say you want to create a workbook or journal to accompany a book you are writing. You can hire a designer to create the low to no content template that you will use in your book. One last example is mainly for fiction genres. If you are creating a fantasy book with a whole new world, one common thing to do is to hire an illustrator to create a map of your world that you can place inside of your book or on your author website. There are an endless number of options for this item, so it's important to find out what the best authors in your genre do to give readers the best experience possible. Okay, let's go ahead and review those 7 main self-publishing costs one more time, along with the range of pricing. You have editing, cover design, formatting, marketing, distribution, software, and format-specific costs. It really is possible to self-publish a book for free so long as you are willing to put in the work to make it happen. If you want to write a book and want to learn more, there's a link in the description to a course I created that will walk you through every step of the process. Thank you again for watching. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is David, and I will see you next time, my friend.